episode of.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
What happened? Just let me know when. We got this. Damn, that shot got to put me out. It's crazy.
I got a story.
Real talk, real people, real conversation. Week to week, this the place to get your inspiration. Go and sit back and unwind, sipping on your coldest glass of wine. This the home of girl bosses and the warriors. Went from tragedy to triumph and it's glorious. Ain't no question if they ask, they got that fire. This the podcast that came to Aspire. Welcome to Aspire Podcast, home of the real. Real talk, real people, real stories. Give it up one time for y'all hosts, Sujay.
That song never gets old. Hey guys, I am back and early with an all new episode of Aspired Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. Hello, hello. We got a great episode and a great guest. I want you to introduce yourself.
It's your boy Money Beezoe, originally from South Carolina, but living in Orlando. Just blessed to be here. Appreciate Aspire for the opportunity, and yeah, I'm just me.
Your voice is so smooth. You sound like Barry White.
Oh no, not the Barry White. Oh no,
No, that's a compliment. I promise you.
That's a
the ultimate
Nah,
compliment.
I know,
Yes.
that's why I said, oh no, because it's a Barry White. Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
and I'm just out here. I love it. Listen, what do you do? Tell everybody about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, me. I just you said what? I repeat the question again. My bad.
Tell everybody about yourself.
Oh,
Who
me?
are you? What do you do? What's up?
I'm a hip hop artist that just try to make good music and also just try to reach people and let my music inspire people. I grew up in South Carolina, Dazzell. I was in the military for 6 years. Had a good time in that. A lot of memories from that. A lot of things that carry over to my life now and into the music industry. And yeah, I'm just a laid back person, just a chill person. Probably one of the best people you can meet in life, probably. I don't know.
I guess I'll find out.
Yeah.
No, listen, I was telling him before we started that his aura is really calming. Like the minute I was like, oh, I wasn't sure because we didn't meet, but
No.
we know mutual people. You've been on people I know's podcasts. Like and it's been like a while we follow each other.
Yeah,
But
no doubt.
what you present online sometimes isn't this calm.
Oh yeah, no.
So it's like I told him, I was like, it's like he's like well, I tell people about myself that
Yeah.
I'm a walking contradiction too.
Yeah.
Because I could be such an outgoing person, but please leave me alone at the same time.
Yeah, no, I mean,
leave me alone.
I'm kind of the same way in that aspect too. I mean, like if I know you like that, then I'm a different person. But if I don't really know you like that, then it ain't gonna be too much of a conversation. But at the same time, I'm a good person. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be rude or be an a-hole or anything like that. But I just know how to turn it off and turn it on sometimes, I guess. I mean, that way you can put
you
it.
need to. Because not everybody deserves. I'm learning this too. This is in my era of F you. Not everybody deserves all of you. Not everybody
Yeah, no,
deserves.
that's very true.
You could give people bits and pieces, but it's not fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, because if you give somebody like all of you, you never know what that person can do with it or anything like that. And that's been my downfall in life, that has got
Same.
me in certain places that I didn't need to
Same.
be because I, trusted somebody a little bit too much.
So I try not to be in places and spaces that I don't need to be, but at the same time I've trusted people. F that. I'm in the mode of like just ditching, like removing all the things that don't really feed me, all the things that really don't, you know what I mean?
If it ain't helping you or
nah,
bringing
if
you
you're
peace in life, then it gotta go.
And it's funny because peace to me looks different from different people.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So let me get back to you because it's about you today.
Oh no, it's good. No, mix and match.
I saw there was a post that you put, and I'm just starting from this because it hit me, I even shared it.
Gotcha.
You're a spiritual person, right?
Yeah, I'm very spiritual. I believe it. You know, everything goes through the higher power, and a lot of things are controlled through a higher power. I wouldn't be here today in this seat if it wasn't for the higher power. To be honest with you.
And I agree with that 1,000,000%. That's why I shared it. And it's funny because you're a rapper at the end of the day, so there's a lot of ass and boobies and all that stuff on your
Yeah, we migrate from that though. We gonna change the perception a little bit.
And then I said, okay, so 6 months, even a year ago around that is probably when I was like, oh, let me hit the follow button. And I know I followed you before you followed me. It's cool. That's what happened. And I was like, okay, ass and titties, cool. He's a rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, damn, it's so funny. There's no in between. You either got that or you're like really deep, and even your music's really deep.
Yeah,
I listened, I paid attention. So do you feel like you are properly representing yourself online?
I mean, I can represent myself a little bit better, and the only reason like the ass and titties always come up is because like my Instagram, like I pay attention to my algorithm and everything.
Okay.
So it's like
Makes
when
sense.
when one of those videos get posted, I see a lot of interaction. I see people pop up that I don't even remember follow me, or like I haven't seen in a while, hasn't like a post or anything like that. Or people,
Isn't
most
that
people
crazy though?
yeah, they will like all of that or whatever. But when I post like some other stuff or whatever with the music, whatever, it doesn't get too many likes like that.
It's funny. Eric from No Hangover. You better be watching if you're not watching. But shout out to you. But he mentioned, because we were talking and I had him with Yo Geyser. Shout out to you too. And it was like you know him too. It's funny. Like we all just family.
Yeah.
But he was like, yo, it's so funny how it'd be the same 5 people that clap for you, right? Like. And then he posts something controversial or something crazy, and it's like 1,000 likes, and it's like there's no in between. It's like that for me. I try never to post anything that doesn't sit well with me as a human, but the same. If I post or say something outrageous or like goofy or me like showing more skin, all that stuff, it gets likes. It just does, right? But that's not what I'm about. So I'm just like, all right, if the 3 people, shout out to the 3 people who like my post. But I wasn't sure you'd want to come on here. I was like, I don't know. Am I his type of podcast? Because I have fun. We always have fun, but we talk deeply, right? So
I mean, I put myself like I'm like the modern day, like kind of like this might be a reach to whatever. It's like I'm modern day Tupac, like for real.
So
I'm like I'm that like.
You didn't even let me say that, but I was about to actually compare you to him.
Gotcha.
Just what you come off as is deep, like you've been through some stuff, and we're about to talk about that.
Yeah.
But you also come off as like he was a little bit of a clown, a little bit of like, woo, let's have fun. The ladies loved him. So I thought of that like a couple weeks ago, because then I did a deeper dive and I was like, let me listen to his music more, because I already heard it.
And that's what I want people to do. I want people to go past what they see, like the females and all that stuff.
Mirrors. It is all of Instagram is smoke and mirrors.
If you go listen to my music, you will understand.
And then you will understand you as a person. Because before I really did a deep dive, I was like, am I gonna represent him properly? It wasn't even like you'd be on my show.
I appreciate you doing that.
But I care. Like I give a shit, because at the end of the day, what are you here for if not representing yourself? Telling your story. So what would I look like not knowing, right? So I did a dive and I was like, he's a poet. You are. Yeah.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not a poet. I just like, it's just so much of just studying Tupac. Like that's the person, like as far as when it comes to hip hop, if I'm chasing anybody, it's him.
Okay.
That's the only person I look at that
I respect that fully.
Everybody else, I don't really too much care about it like that. I mean, Wayne is probably the only other person, but Wayne comes with the punchlines and the bars and everything. But as far as for me to go to that other side or give people like some other extra respect, I got to look at Pac for that.
And it's crazy because you said Wayne, but Wayne is, yes, he's a punchline
That's
guy,
the reason why I started rapping, to be honest with you.
He actually is, so, my brother has been living in New Orleans for the last few years, but going there and the respect and love that they have for him made me want to go and do some research on him more. And he's so much smarter and more.
And that's one thing that makes me mad with Wayne, because he's so much smarter than he perceives.
And that pisses me off too.
Yeah, it pisses me off.
Because I don't like a dumbass person. I'm sorry. Like somebody that's okay with being ignorant. I don't like that.
Yeah, because a lot
Learn
of people
something,
think Wayne.
right?
A lot of people
He's
think
so
Wayne is
smart.
just like a dummy, a lean head, and all that stuff. But
and
he
he's
really
so
he's
much
really so
deeper
smarter.
than that. So I agree with you. He needs to do better.
But I understand
But
Wayne is not gonna change. I
No.
mean, until I don't know. I mean, if he does, then yeah. I mean, I'm all for it.
Because
But I
people
don't
love
think
the grungy, almost dumb rapper. Like
Yeah, but then at
that's
the
what
same
he's
time,
loved
it's like
for.
we gave Wayne a pass a lot of times on certain
Agreed,
stuff too.
agreed.
Whatever. A lot of stuff that we shouldn't let Wayne got away with, we let him got away with. But at the end
Now
of the day,
we're too smart. Like, well, now we're in a different place, right? Like now us as
but
society.
his legacy always gonna be stamped though.
Yeah.
It don't matter. He gonna
It's
live
true,
forever.
because that's who he is.
And that's what the goal I have. I want to live forever. That's my goal. To live
He's been
forever.
doing this since what? he was a kid.
Yeah, since
you know
a kid.
what I'm saying?
That's
So,
what made me start, because I caught on to Wayne before, like all the Carter and the Dreads and all that stuff or whatever. Like The Block Is Hot. That's the song that actually made me start wanting to rap. The Block
That's
Is Hot.
crazy.
So like I've been on Wayne since then or whatever, and I always considered Wayne the best rapper. But then I started looking at stuff that Tupac was doing, and like just the music and the messages, and you know.
It's always all of his songs have a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
And I love thinking outside the box. Like, what does he really mean?
Thug
Because
life-
I'm a poet at the end of the
Thug
day,
life
right?
has
Like,
Thug life has a
yes.
whole different meaning. The hate you
Yes.
give
Yeah.
him
is the hate you receive.
no, the hate you get, the hate you give if it's something.
But it all makes sense,
Yeah, no,
right? And
yeah.
he all is so much deeper. The funny, like, so when you meet me, you're like, this girl's crazy. I'm just really like outspoken and I'm goofy and I'm okay with it. But like, don't count me out, because I'm always thinking deeper. I'm always, this conversation now, I'm going to be tonight, like, yo, like, you know what I mean? And so I just became okay with whatever perception people have of me. My social media is me, but at the same time, it's so much more than that. You know what I mean?
But the one thing I say about that, as long as God, like,
If
as
he
long,
know who I am, I don't
as long as
worry
you, as long as
about
you're
it.
good
Yeah.
with God or whatever, when you got an issue or you ain't did something, God maybe don't approve of it, then yeah, you got to do some stuff with it. But as long as God know what's going on and everything like that, forget what everybody else say.
What he said. Shout out to Big Beezoe. Hey, it's Eric.
Oh, what's
Eric.
good, my dog?
I was like,
Okay.
hey, Eric, hey, Eric from No Hangover. So I watched that episode. He was like, no, that's my boy. I'm like, okay, enough
bro.
said.
Nah, bro been supporting me from day one. Like,
He's
for real,
so
like,
supportive.
supporting me a
Don't
lot
get
more
all
than-
big headed watching the show, but yes, you're very
Nah, but it's
supportive.
facts though. I mean,
And at the end of the day, in this industry, right,
that's rare.
it's so hard. Like, I don't understand it.
That's what caught me with bro or whatever. That's why I, like, with bro or whatever, I'm locked in with him like that, because
Forever,
like
forever.
he didn't even I didn't have to say nothing or whatever. It's just like just from the first interview or even before the first interview, he was like just
Same.
reposting like every day.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like
Shout out.
people who been
Shout
following me
out.
for years or whatever don't do that stuff like that, So like,
And I want to talk about a little bit of your past, but yes, you're right. I'll tell you this. I've been doing this almost 3 years. This month is my anniversary. It'd be strangers who be loving up on you,
Yeah,
and then they
I know.
become family. Like, I consider some people like him, that whole crew, really, Jaw Jacking, Tanya from, like, all these podcast family people. They're like legit. Like, I'd invite them to my birthday type stuff. I will spend time with my family and them. That's how it is. Tanya's been on my in my house. You know, it's rare.
Yeah.
But let's talk about you. Deeper. South Carolina. You know what? You give me South Carolina vibes, but in a good way. Like, I've been there a few times.
South Carolina can be crazy at times.
But that's what I was going to say. I was like, it's not my favorite place, because I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But you do give me Southern Baptist.
Yes, sir. Baptist, whatever. Yeah, 'cause my grandfather was
Yes.
a deacon in the church.
So you do give me those vibes, and I'm always okay with those vibes. It's when it gets a little crazy.
Yeah, no, I was just raised different. My grandfather, he just instilled like,
Be a man.
morals and
Mhm.
everything. But like my grandfather, like he came into my life like from the beginning, and he's my step grandfather. He's really my biological grandmother. He's her brother, really.
That's
but
wild.
But what happened is like they both had a pack or whatever, a brother and sisterly pack or whatever. Like, you know, if something happened to me before it happens to you, then I'm gonna take care of yours, and if you know something happened to me or whatever, then you take care of mine.
I'm telling my
then,
brother the same thing right now. He better be watching because he's at my house.
Yeah.
You better take care of mine because I'm always gonna take care of yours. Yes.
Yeah,
So that's the thing. So
yeah, so something unfortunately happened to her first, and then you know he basically came because they was staying in Dazelle, but I was living in Sumter, and that's the city part of where we from or whatever. So they came down there, and after my grandmother passed or whatever, they took us to Dazelle, and then they became my legal guardians. And then from that point on, he became like the male figure in my life. Because before that, I didn't have a male figure in my life. My father, I didn't know him. I didn't know my father till I was like 30 years old.
that's wild.
And then it was weird because then there's like we standing
Because
there.
you're a
and then,
stranger.
You know,
Yeah.
you're a stranger. And then at the same time, I had to call no man, pops, you know, all besides my grandfather or whatever. But that was my grandfather and my father wrapped all into one or whatever. So, and he just instilled morals and values into me. When I got into the military, my grandfather made it very easy for me when I got into the military because he was already like I already had a drill sergeant before I got into the military because my grandfather
He didn't play.
Nobody sleeping past 10. It's like 9:30. He come through the house. You hear him. Everybody up. You getting up. You getting
I
up.
wasn't that strict, but
You know,
I
my
feel-
grandfather. He was.
I get
but
that.
I appreciate it so much nowadays though with him, like him being the way he was because the way he was, he saw greatness in me before anybody saw greatness in me. My grandfather he would just joke with me, but I think about it now, and it was like he saw it because the way I looked at him and he looked at me certain times, whatever. He was like, "Man, too cool for school."
Yeah.
Well, he would say it to me all the time. He'd see me, he'd just be laughing and everything, and he'd be like, you know, but he would see, but then he also knew like if I don't really grab this boy and you know lead him a certain way, then he's gonna be screwed when he get out in the world on his own. So me, he took a little bit extra care with me. Everybody else, they got a little everything else or whatever. Me, like I do the wrong thing one time. It don't even take a second. He's snatching me back or whatever. Like, what you doing, boy? Like, come on, tighten up. You know.
I feel like there's particular people in your life. It don't necessarily always has to be a family member, but they see something different in you than in everybody else. And that's that extra care. That's that extra focus. I used to think when people did that, like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why you on my back? Like, go over there. But now, as an adult, I'm like, damn, if it wasn't for those people that really honed in on me and told me I was something before people didn't think I was shit, at the end of the day, it made me stronger. It made me wiser. It made me like all of that. So I get it. So growing up with him, mom was around, but he was a disciplinarian.
He was a disciplinary, whatever. I mean, with my
yeah.
mother or whatever, like if people really know me, my mother is like, and this is like the first time I really ever talked about this, but my mother, she wasn't like fit. She wasn't fit or whatever for me to raise me on her own. Okay. So like if it wasn't for my grandmother that passed away in 2001 or whatever, then I would have ended up in a foster home or whatever because if she didn't sign the papers like I'm in control of him and everything like that, then it would have
God knows where you would have been.
Who knows what I would.
Do you have a relationship with her now?
Me and my mother? Yeah, well, it's complicated. Really, it's just some stuff that happened a couple of years, like, and then me or whatever. Like the older I get, like I just don't take certain stuff from anybody no more.
It doesn't matter who gave birth to you. It's really who really was there for you. I have a
and
complicated
both of those,
relationship
and
with
the
my
crazy
mom
thing
too.
about it though, both of those people are gone. Both of those people are no longer here. Cause my grandfather, who raised me or whatever, he passed in 2010. So it's like, you know, so both of those people who I consider as my mother and my father is gone. But my grandmother, she like my step grandmother, his wife or whatever, she's still here or whatever. So you know, I have that relationship with her or whatever. But she's like the only person that I really have like that close, like you know.
I'm gonna mention this because like I feel like I could tell that you've been through some loss.
Yeah, I've been through a lot of loss.
Yeah, me too.
So
that's why I could tell. So yeah, I don't have a traditional family in any sense of the word.
And then you got to think about it too. I've been in the military side a lot too. I lost a lot of people in that military side too. Whatever. So it's like
how do you deal with like? I always ask this people. I ask this from people I know, but I'm gonna ask you when it comes to loss. Do you think that because it's been a lot? Like, cause I've been through a lot. So from young, from like 4 years old, I lost my biological father at 4.
Yeah.
You start losing those people, and people tend to think like, she's good. She's lost like 20.
Yeah.
It's not. I want people to know this. It's not any easier because you've been done lost like half your family.
That loss sticks with you
that
forever.
loss sticks with you forever. And I want people to understand it is not so like black and nothing's black and white.
And another reason why I am as calm as I am when my grandmother passed. This is the person that like that lot, because at the same time the crazy thing about it, I was in middle school or whatever when she passed and everything, and like I was starting to come out my shell. I was starting to like be more like, you know, like trying like class clown sometimes, whatever, and everything like that. But when she passed, like whatever was forming then, it went in the ground with her. And then now you got what you got. This calm person who would just like, you know, just.
It's crazy because I've always been a goofball, and I stayed a goofball. But when my grandma passed, because that was my mother figure, and hers was more recent, you know, as I was an adult. It's like I wanted to stay me because that's who she was proud of. Yeah. So I didn't want to lose myself. But I get what you're saying, because when my dad passed, I had my biological and my adoptive dad, which is the dad that raised me.
But I was still green to the world when my grandmother passed. Though I didn't really start experiencing life or learning stuff until I got to my my grandfather. Because I'm always calling my grandfather. I can't call him my step grandfather. I can't do it. I gotta say grandfather.
That's your granddad. No. I don't step nothing. I have my brother's married and he has a stepdaughter. Now that's my niece. We don't, in my family, I have a cousin that's not biological, but she's my cousin. You know what I'm saying? We don't do. I don't call nobody a step nothing. Cause what the heck? Yeah. But I understand you, because it took a lot for me to want to be happy-go-lucky again. But then I lost my grandmother and my little brother within a short amount of time, like months, and I was just like, it was a thing of like, who am I? Because you kind of go through that, like, who the hell am I with all this loss, with all this stuff? What am I gonna do? But so I went and I just really took the little things, and there's this quote that's like, be your favorite things of the people that you've lost. Just become that. So my little brother was
my grandfather, he sticks with me every day, because he used to always tell me or whatever, like, work smarter, not harder, son. And every time in life or whatever, before I go to do anything, those are the words I hear before I even go do a song or whatever. I figure out how to work smarter, not harder in a song, or if I'm doing a physical task or anything at work, the first words I hear: work harder, not smarter, son.
Work harder, not smarter. Work smarter, not harder. I gotta do that. I gotta start working harder. So listen, fast forward. Okay, you had those were your parents, because I'm not gonna take that away from them. They raised you. They're your parents. Yeah. From there, what got you into music? Well, you said
what got me into music is the crazy thing about it. I used to be like, what got me into music really is my grandmother passed it, because I would always just write. I would just write music. I would write it without the beat or anything. I would just be writing music. But that's now that I got older and I started thinking about it, that's how I dealt with her or whatever. Because like whenever I was doing that or whatever, I didn't think about that or her or anything like that. And my grandfather actually didn't like me doing that. He used to always be like, man, boy, you up here just always wasting your time with just writing that music and everything like that. It's so bad. Like the reason why I have to wear glasses now, or whatever, I should be wearing glasses now, is because I would just be writing those songs in the dark, just because like I knew if he can't see me, I still can write these, songs or whatever and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's what got me into music. But really, just like listening to Cash Money, that's really what my first, where like I was like, I want to actually I kind of like this music or whatever and everything. I remember the first song I wrote, it was in middle school, like kind of a couple months before my grandmother passed or whatever. It was called like Bling Bling was our assignment, and it was called a song called Ching Ching. And then like
I'm gonna need to hear this song.
And no, you can't hear. I mean, I can only remember the lyrics or whatever, because at the same time, like, and it was wacko. I can remember like the first thing I was talking about, some like something. Hear the birds singing ching ching, and it was kind of like a hon, like how you when I did hon or whatever. I would say ching ching at the end of each line or whatever and everything. So, but that when you hear me say like my ad lib ching or whatever and everything, that's a deeper meaning though, because that was just something that just stick with me from
what I want to say about rap, I love hip hop. Like, I love hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop.
What I want to say about it is that I feel like everything, like even the mediocre. I'm sorry, mediocre, because some of it's mediocre. I'm gonna get in trouble, but some of it's mediocre. But at the end of the day, it is, everything has a meaning. There's always something behind the lyric, even how stupid some of the
I think it's mediocre, but it's a lot of the subject matter too, because I think we got to work on like our subject matter stuff. Like we got to start talking about more. Me, and I got to work on it too, or whatever. That's why I be trying. That's why I'm getting more away from like the twerk music, or whatever, and try to do more of the dance and feel good music and things of that nature. But one thing I could say, you don't hear me talk about nothing with violence or anything like that, or too much of, you know, because I try to stay away from that, because I don't want people to think like that's something that's positive to do. I mean, just look at, well, I know we're going off track a little bit, but look at Pooh Shiesty back in jail, because, you know, and it's like,
you got to talk about some. This is, I agree with you. I don't want to cut you off.
It's crazy.
I agree with, listen, back then, I say this because my brother is so gangster rap.
And I think you're probably about to go where I'm thinking it too.
And my brother's so gangster rap, right? So my brother loves it. We grew up on it because that's what you knew, right?
But I think the difference back then or whatever is that we know we knew the difference or whatever, because we know if we went back home, like trying to act out what we heard in the music, we know our parents would probably just
slap the shit out of me.
Yeah, like,
there's no in between.
Go get the switch. Go, you know, all that or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, like, you know. So we know we had to decipher. We had to decipher between this is not reality and this is not life.
Yeah.
But that's the thing now, because a lot of people, like, the attention span and common sense. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Common sense is, it ain't the same or whatever. People ain't got the common knowledge to think like these dudes ain't living it. It's entertainment, and that's what hip hop was always meant to be. It was never meant to be what it is now. It was always meant to be, because the street dudes were the ones that everybody wanted to be. Nobody wanted to be the rapper. The rapper was always laughed at in my day. Like they was always laughed at because they knew that their lifestyles wasn't mine. The street dudes know this dude ain't living my lifestyle really. He just talking about it. I'm out here really living it and everything, you know. So
what you said, I literally lived the hood life. Like I literally lived starving. I literally lived getting beat. I literally lived all this violence. Boy, you from where? And what are you living? You know, that's what I feel like when hip hop went. Because let's talk about like the days of Snoop Dogg, Dre, all of them, right? They're talking about things because they really were kind of some gangsters. Like they really were in the streets. Some of them, but most weren't.
But when you go back and then you start going into these
same life I did, and you're a gangster?
These niggas street life or whatever and everything like that. A lot of these dudes ain't what they really was saying or whatever. They really wasn't. Like,
I know this might be an unpopular opinion, but I have a respect level for Kanye because he didn't even pretend to be. He wasn't. Kanye, he's crazy. And,
I think everything went left with Kanye. I'm gonna give Kanye some type of grace or whatever, but everything he does or whatever, from like after his mother passed or whatever and everything like that.
Because you deal with your mom dying that way.
I feel like a lot of things went left with Kanye when his mother passed. You look at the Kanye before his mother passed and the Kanye after, two different people.
And at the end of the day, talent is talent.
Yeah, talent is talent. He's always gonna be talented. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of stuff because
I don't agree with nothing he says.
He'll never be the college dropout Kanye West again. That was the best Kanye West to me.
Same. Lyrically, melodically,
subject matter, all of that.
All of that. Yes. But I will say I respect that he's not out. He was never out here trying to pretend something like he wasn't. No. He didn't grow up with like, oh, my mom didn't. No, he had a good mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like I feel like.
And then he from Chicago or whatever. So you didn't really know about Chicago lifestyle being like that.
And he's poor. He was poor
because he was the one of the first like Chicago people besides Common or whatever. Yeah. And Common was really
and I love
one
me
of the
some
first,
Common. So respect that.
But you didn't really seeing like the hood side of Chicago till like Chief Keefdom, and Kanye didn't even bring that to the game, so you wouldn't even know it. So you know that could have been the first person.
Not good, like not having.
That could have been the first person who brought it out or whatever. Really, you know, but
I respected that he didn't.
Yeah,
I respected that he was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I got my education. I'm a smart kid. I wasn't, you know. But there's some people out here living lies, and that's the side of hip hop I don't really like. you're not this hood man. Like you
Yeah,
wouldn't
bro.
even stay. You couldn't even stay like a whole
Because
weekend.
you got these kids out here going doing stuff that you won't even do.
Exactly. That and
So,
that's why I'm out here. I respect it. I love hip hop, but if it's about that, how old are we? Like when is it gonna change? You
and
know
that's
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying too. That's why I want a lot of my older rappers to grow up, man. Just like mature a little bit, man. Like, you know.
Your music, you could rap
But I ain't
until
gonna
you're
lie, though.
100,
I ain't gonna lie, Juvenile put out a good
doing
album.
better, right?
Juvenile put out a good album. The Boiler Boy album. I think that's a good album from like one of the old school artists
Because
that
baby,
you know.
you pushing 50, 60,
Yeah.
you should be. Your music, if you're gonna make it last, if you are gonna last in the industry, should evolve.
Yeah, you gotta evolve or whatever.
Like
You gotta
if
be
you're
able
not
to.
evolving, then what's the point?
That's the problem. That's the problem with Wayne or whatever. That's why everybody's so mad at Wayne right now or whatever though. Because I think if Wayne would mix the bars with like some evolve rap, I think it would be the best thing in the world. And I think he would, and then it would give his career,
Talent is
it would
there.
give his career a second win. I think
Yeah,
now because
'cause
people would want to go
I
back and
heard
listen
it
to
all
now.
of Wayne.
Yeah,
I
we
love
heard it.
Wayne, but we heard it all. Like,
Yeah.
what are you bringing?
Dude
new
got
to
so
the
many
table?
songs in
Yeah.
there, and that's where my work ethic comes from too. My work ethic comes from Tupac and Lil Wayne because I saw how they work and everything.
They
And
put out a lot of albums. Tupac didn't have this long span career, obviously.
nah, you only live for 25 years. I mean, if you
So
look at
at
that's
the end
young.
of the day, super young. Biggie died. He
24.
Had, he did,
You're 24.
yeah, he had one album, and then his last album came
He
out
didn't even
after
live to
he
see
died.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't live to see it.
But if you have music,
But look at them though. They've been going all these years, and everybody.
I just went to a Biggie brunch last month, like his anniversary, his birthday, right?
It's
So,
like they never
yes.
left. I
No,
mean,
absolutely.
and that's what I want, and that's why I worked well. Once I saw how Tupac, 'cause I saw one of the Tupac sessions or whatever. It's like a clip that's out now, or whatever, viral now. That he was talking about. You know, we don't have all the time, and then all the necessities to do this and everything that let's go in here, get this done, knock this out. And once I started understanding that, like, and then I record myself, so all I got to do, record it, make sure everything is lined up right, everything good, and just go to the next one and then come back to it and everything like that. And that's what I do. I do that. It's one time I record like 10 songs in a day. Like,
Do you ever think of your music and think, shit, maybe I shouldn't do this ever?
do what as far as
Like just anything. Like maybe I shouldn't put this out, or maybe what am I doing with this?
I mean, there's certain songs or whatever. If I feel like I'm forcing something or whatever, like it was just just yesterday I think or the day before, it was a song I was recording. I wrote a verse for it, and then like I just couldn't get. It just cut like it felt like I was just forcing around. So I was like, no, I'm not even doing this.
Yeah,
or
because
whatever
I feel
and
like
everything that.
in anything artistic
But everything I put out though, I mean, it ain't
that
no.
you stand by it.
I stand
I
by it because
respect it.
I try because I also go back and listen to it and make sure what I said or whatever and everything like that. But also when I'm writing it, I make sure I write it where I don't have to worry about that.
Have you ever put out a song that was purely for you?
Really for me, I put out a couple of songs. I mean, I got this thing now, release therapy. I put out anytime I put out a release therapy. That's just for me. That's just my way of. That's like anything I'm going on at the moment, or if I feel like I need to say, or I just feel like I need to get out, I'll say it in that. I just recently put one out yesterday, or whatever. Like I'm on number 4 now. I put on part 4 yesterday, or whatever. So, but yeah, those songs are for me. Anytime you see me drop a release therapy, that's for me.
Okay.
That's my therapy.
Now
release.
I know. Yeah, because sometimes I don't create music. I like to write. I like writing poetry. Like that's always been my thing. Even when nobody sees it, it's like I need to do it.
Yeah,
Right?
but no, people understand. That's
And
like a stress reliever.
but I think I need to release more music or more poetry, more something, right? Like my creative juices, I'm always doing something. But even if I let it out and it was just like on social media, cuz I don't know, I'm weird. I don't like to express my poetry. I don't feel like people would understand it. And
But
sometimes it just got to be
But
for
you never know though.
Yeah.
You never know because you never know somebody who you might think they don't understand it, and you might be reaching somebody that needed to hear that. I mean, God has like the higher power has a certain way of working sometimes, certain ways or whatever, where He's gonna work through you to get to somebody else or whatever. So
Have you
never
had
know.
an experience like that where
I've had a lot
somebody reach out to you like, damn, you kind of helped me in a place where I was lost, I was hurt, I was broken, I was anything.
I've had a couple times where like people say that about my music or like just in life in general. Like, you know, I feel like, cause I mean, I've been in certain spots where like I can read people and understand like people probably in certain spots, so I may be help. Or if I'm presented with something like, let's say if like a kid is like short at like the register or something like that, I'm gonna pull my card out and pay for it, especially if it's a kid or whatever, because I have like like with kids or whatever, I feel like they're not brought, they didn't ask to come into this world.
Amen.
So, you
I
know,
agree
like
with
they
that.
should be treated a certain type of way, you know, and I try to always be like, you know, nice to them or whatever. And then also is because I don't I had my daughter took it out of my life, so it's like,
So
you
I
know,
was gonna ask you about
yeah.
your babies.
Yeah,
So
no,
you
I
have one daughter.
have one daughter.
Okay. Do you want to speak on that or no?
I mean, I can speak on this, but I mean, this is the first time I really speak on it.
No,
I mean,
we do
and-
other things
yeah,
here.
and
Plus,
then-
I'll understand because I'm a mom and I can.
and see, that's what I'm
can
saying. I
understand
don't,
from that
yeah,
perspective, you know?
it's different when a female is asking those type of questions and everything.
So I will ask you. I will say this. I feel like it is different from a female's perspective,
Mhm.
but me, I've only been around. Well, I won't say this only, but I've been around more of a male perspective and more male like positive.
Mhm.
So I see things in a way, and Eric, if you're out there, you can vouch for me. Like I see things in a way that is not necessarily just from a female's perspective, because I've really been raised more with men. The men in my life have been better to me.
Yeah.
I'll say it just like that. Not always, but they have been.
Understand.
So when I ask those questions, I'm generally asking because I know what it's like to be a father or a man in this life, and not getting that respect, not getting what is owed to you. You're a parent just like the other person. So go ahead. I swear it's not coming from judgment. It's more like
no,
understanding. You know
I
what I mean?
understand now, but mine really ain't the face of judgment. It's just basically like my baby mother was my wife at one point or whatever, and we got married when I was in Germany, and we had a kid, and she'll be 14 in November. You know,
Okay.
so
My son just turned 14.
that's what's up. And she it's just like we had like ever since we got like separated and everything and divorced, it's like the whole dynamic of everything it just changes and everything. But we were still kind of co-parenting after that. But the crazy thing about it is like I moved to Germany or whatever, because like I went to, like I got, like if you watch no Hangover podcast,
Shout out.
I'll talk
Yes.
about the situation of my shelter situation where I ended up there, and then like I felt like then at that point I didn't have no family here or anything like that or any reason to stay in the States. So like I was like, okay, I'm gonna get myself out of this shelter situation, and then I'm gonna move to Germany, and then I'm just go over there and live and never come back to America and just be with my daughter.
I thought of
Cause
that too.
I also had like, cause I built the contacts and all that stuff and the DJs and everything like that with Germany and everything. So I was like, okay, I can go over there and do the music thing and still have that part of life, and then I could just be a dad in the day and then be an artist the rest of the time and everything. So that was the plan. But when I got over there, it's just like everything changed, because the crazy thing about it, me and her, we got back kind of good and all that stuff, where if we like, okay, this would actually work if I moved over there or whatever, it would work. So when I got over there though, she did like just a 360 on me. Like the first day, I didn't even last in the house like 2 days, like, you know, like,
Because women are crazy.
like 2 days or whatever, you know.
2 days is crazy for.
But
It's a day flight.
but yeah, but it's just like, okay, but I'm back. I'm not here for you. I came back for my daughter.
Yeah.
We shouldn't even be having this
I
conversation.
will say that I don't respect. I don't give a shit if I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble because women already automatically assume I side with the man. I don't respect a woman who, whatever I feel about you, right? It don't matter because we have a child. So my kids should always have a father, and that's plain and simple.
But then
And I'm gonna cultivate that relationship, not because I respect you even. I don't give a shit how I feel about you at the end of the day. It's, do my kids have a father, and how healthy is that relationship, and how can I help cultivate it? That's it.
Yeah, but then also I think it was and this is what I'm gonna say too, because I know like it was a thing of jealousy too, because the day that I got over there, like all the other routines and everything that was going on, that was out the window. She just wanted to be up under me, and like everything like that, just like kind of like, I guess over those 2 days it just balled up and everything. thing. But yeah, she wanted to
It's
be up under me for like, you know, that whole
crazy.
thing changed or whatever because she and at that point that's why I moved over there because that was my chance because she was like 6 at the time. So she was like 6, yeah, she was like five and
It's
a half
those
going to 6 at the
formative
time.
years.
So I was trying to catch
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
it. So, you know, before it got, you know, where
Of course.
trying to get back there. So then, but like I say, yeah, I only lasted like 2 days and everything, and then me and her got into a big argument and all that stuff, and then she like I moved over there and didn't have, you know, no backup plan, so she put me out her apartment, and now I'm in Germany back in the same homeless situation that I left the States and everything, and that's how I know it's a high power because like, right there at that moment when that happened, just looked up at the sky and I was like, man, we here now. I mean, just guide me and everything like that. And then from there, like I said in my first release therapy or whatever, that's why those are for me because I talk about a lot of personal things in those songs and everything. But I said it only had Facebook, God, and some hope because at that time, like I was walking to the train station. The good thing about it, I lived in Germany, so I knew like how the trains work and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I got a little bit of money, so I was like, okay. Now I started looking at Facebook and I was like, okay, who can I talk to that's over here that can kind of help me right now? And then the crazy thing about it, how the music connected it was when I was in the States in the homeless situation and everything like that. The crazy thing about the homeless situation though, music never left me. In all of these situations I've been in,
Music saved your life.
I always had a place to record and a mic or a way to get it out to the world and everything. So I was going through that situation. People didn't even know probably. Like
isn't that crazy that?
And I got videos I can go back at and look at, and I'd be like, man, I got like Jordans on, I got my merch on and all that stuff. But I'm after this
homeless.
video shoot, I'm going back to a damn shelter, you know. So it's like
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that crazy that you could be like nobody knows where I could be coming here to the studio and not have a dime to my name. That perception is everything when it comes to music.
Perception is everything when it comes to music.
Not even just music, life.
Well, life really.
Life. Like
perception
people
is
are,
everything.
yes, I know you're like the 5th or 6th homeless person at some point in their life that I know, and people have gone on to do amazing things. You included.
But that situation turned me into a man, though. I kind of like
you have to man up because what else? What chance do you have?
And then
it
also let me know that I didn't have nobody with me. I ain't got nobody but God in me. That's it. So me depending on people since that situation, I don't depend on nobody. You can be my closest bro. I will scruffle and straight before I even come ask you for anything. Even though I know we close. I know you ain't gonna never snake me. I still would never come ask you for anything.
I'm the same way. I'm sorry. My friends are like, yeah, this bitch. No, you know, so I am the same way. But I feel like if I want people to come to me because I'm that person, then I have to eventually give in and come to them. You don't got anybody that you feel like you can eventually come to them?
I mean, nah, but see, I mean, I do have like my homeboy, my brother QS Latin. I can go to him and ask him for anything or whatever, but
I don't like to.
I'm a home kid, but I'm not.
I don't like to.
I'm not going to.
I expect people to want me to. Yes.
I mean, and at the same time, like people come ask me anytime or whatever, but I'm not gonna be expecting to go ask nobody else or whatever, and because I don't want to be okay if I really need something, and then let's just say that person is not in the position or whatever, like they want to but they can't. So you go to them and you ask them, can you help me and everything? They can't help you, and then now you still in the in the same position. In order to just pray to God.
I pray all the time,
and then just try and handle it yourself or whatever, because like I just got into those situations where I'm in like just in a pit searching for the light, just trying to find it. Nobody to help me. I had to find that light switch myself.
Yeah, I think that creates something inside you where you cannot give up. Like I thank God for some of the moments in my life. Right, you're freaking homeless twice. You're supposed to have a family, and now you don't got that. And from the depths of your soul, you're like, what the hell am I supposed to do? I've been there. But at the end of the day, it creates a warrior in you beyond anything. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm one of those people is like, yeah, you know what? I'm tough. Oh, I got cancer. We're going to work it out. Oh, I had a heart attack. We're going to work it out. Oh, everybody in my freaking family died. We're going to work it out. It's going to be figured out
Yeah,
because there's
it's not
nothing
over.
else
Yeah.
that you can lose.
Yeah, it's not over. It's not over until that
Yes.
that post go flat. It's
Yeah.
not over until that once that post go flat. Then
Same.
yeah,
I really believe that. Somebody said to me just a few days ago, listen, just because you don't show it doesn't mean you're not hurting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's probably there's not a day in my life that something's not hurting.
I probably
Here,
cry. I probably cry.
right.
I probably cry on
You
the
know what I'm
inside probably
saying?
5 times a day.
Yeah.
Like you
But
know,
we keep moving.
you keep moving. You
Because
won't even
what
know
else is there to do?
You
You
won't
know
know
what I
on
mean?
you won't know on the outside.
Yeah. You won't know.
I'll give you the perception. Like, don't even come talk to me or whatever. Like, you know, I mean, because I put that perception on too. Like, because people always look at me and think, like, dude, always mad. He's always
I never got
sad
that from you.
and then like that. I've heard that a million times, especially at work or whatever. Like, I'll be like, man, I don't know y'all people. I don't know y'all. Y'all are strangers to me. Coming here, this do what we supposed to do. I'm supposed to serve you, give you your whatever you get. You supposed to do that. Happy day.
That's it.
Get on. Like, you
Bye.
know, like, you know, get
I'm
that.
I'm a smiley person, but that's just because I'm just born like that. I don't even on my worst days, and I don't know. People are like, "Damn, this girl don't go through nothing." Meanwhile, I'm broken. Like late last year, I went through some crazy. Like I was just sad, but you wouldn't have seen that. You wouldn't have seen that. And at the end of the day, I feel like that's a God-given talent for me to be able to compartmentalize. Am I saying that right? But I'm saying it. Just put things in a box and just still keep going. Like I had an event Saturday, and I'm sure that everybody was like, "Yo, Jay was like dancing and fun." Like, yes, because I'm always gonna do that. You know why? Because it helps me feel better. But at the end of the day, broken is broken, right? But I learned God. There's nothing too broken for the grace of God. Nothing. So that's why I keep going. You know, there's things that are going on in my life and people I love's life, and I'm like, this is destroying me inside, right?
Yeah, people,
but you just keep going. You just
people don't understand. Like, I gotta wake up every day and know that I have a 14-year-old daughter, and that I can't really see no more. I can't really talk to no more now that she come on her own. Because I mean, everybody tells me that. Like, everybody who knows the situation or understands the realness of the situation be like, you know, eventually she'll come back. Because I mean, she know what the real is, but. I mean, when it gets to a point, it gets to a point where you gotta self-protect or whatever. Understand, like, you know, it's probably never coming back. But I have to wake up every day and be okay with that. I have to wake up every day and know that my life can't stop, or because she's protected every day. She's got her mother or people over there that's gonna take her. But if I fall down, who's gonna grab me? Nobody but God. I mean, God grabs me every time. I know that. But at the end of the day, God didn't get me back up for him to have to come back and pick me back up again.
I feel like it's a disservice to God for
and it's a disservice to God. Yeah. It's a disservice to God for me to be on that or whatever.
That's what I tell people. It's
God done brought me all the way up, so I'm gonna disservice him by going all the way back down here or whatever because of that. Nah,
we don't do nothing good by just sitting. We don't do nothing. And I'm not gonna disrespect the only guy that has the only guy that has given me everything that I've ever needed. Not wanted, needed.
Yeah, needed.
So how do I disrespect that? I feel like it's a disservice to the people that we have lost to never, like, I'm not gonna be like my little brother was the closest person I ever lost. Truly, the closest person in my whole entire life that I have ever lost. I felt like I lost a child when I lost my little brother. To not live a life of happiness, to not live a life of me doing everything I said I was going to do when is disrespectful to his life. Yeah. That's how I see it.
And at the end of the day, you got to know
what
that.
What the hell am I doing?
One day the lights do.
Exactly.
One day the lights do cut off. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're not promised $1 million in life. We're not promised anything else, but we're promised one day that it's
going to be over.
It's over.
What did I do in that time?
It's in between the day day, I feel like the end date is already established or whatever, but at the end of the day, you just don't know when it is. Only the most high. It's just the experience. It's just the experience in between. That's what life is. So you got to figure out what you do in between that time. So when this happened, you'll be, you know, talked about in a good way, or you'll be remembered and not just forgotten.
Exactly. I don't feel like I want to leave a mark on everything. but I want to leave a mark on the people that mattered. And if 100 years from now somebody could say, "Yo, but Jay was cool. Jay really gave a shit. Jay actually did something for me." Like, you know how we're talking about our grandparents and we're talking about our lost ones. I want to be talked about in that way, but because I did something that was worth doing. You know, I said something worth saying. All of that. I don't give a shit about anything else. Truly don't. If you don't like me, you don't like me, because I cannot help that. I'm not going to change my whole being for you. Yeah. But if I made them proud, I see this quote all the time online that I'm forever humbled because the people that were supposed to watch me succeed are not here. They're still watching me succeed.
Yeah,
that's how I truly believe.
Watch from a different spot now.
Exactly. I want to talk about some of your music, because you just you're putting out stuff left and right. I'm like, I can't catch up. I'm like, is this new? This is new, right? So tell me about your process. Like, how does that work? You just put shit out like a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of times I write without the beat sometimes. Then sometimes some of the song titles are from the beat title. I'll just like get my subject matter from the beat title. And it just depends. I mean, like, whatever the music is just telling me to go, that's why I'm going to go with it. You know, if it's some party, then I'm going to go party. Or, you know, it just depends a lot of times of how.
Your latest album, tell me about it.
The latest album was MVP. No, it was Show Enough. Yeah, Show Enough. Yeah, that was just, yeah.
I'm paying attention. I've been watching. I've been listening.
Appreciate it. Show Enough, it just basically was off just the Bruce Leroy movie, kind of like the show, the Show Enough character and everything. I just kind of like, you know, and it just also me or whatever. Like I put out so much music, so I treat music like wrestling, kind of like you gotta figure out ways. I love wrestling too. You gotta find ways to innovate yourself or whatever. You can't, like, if you've been doing it for so long, you gotta figure out how to character change, or you gotta figure out how to do something where the people keep coming, or they won't think it's boring and everything like that. So I start coming up with different, like, you know, themes and stuff like that. So that was just one of them that I was just kind of like, you know. But then the crazy thing about it with that though is the only kind of like, you know, bad critique of that is like when I put the skit up or whatever, or when I try to get it on the streaming service, they rejected it because of the stream. They rejected it because of
copyright.
Because the intro, because somebody else had that same intro on their song. So now I just got to go and just remove the intro and everything like that. So you only hear, like, if you listen to it on streaming services and you don't hear the Show Enough character on the streaming service, that's because of them. But on SoundCloud, you hear the Show Enough character on there because it didn't.
So that's where I heard your album on SoundCloud.
That's the only place it is right now, because I got to go correct the other thing or whatever. But at the same time, SoundCloud is the same thing though. But at the end of the day, SoundCloud, I think, is going to be the biggest thing back out again now, because they have so many different perks and everything with what they're doing now, because they kind of adjusted with the times and everything. So now, like, you know, you get your music recommended and everything, and that what the streaming services don't do. The streaming service, you got to worry about playlists and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just started using SoundCloud like a year ago, but in the last 6 months, they're doing better. I want to say something. No hangover. I do go to spoken word. I do that, but I'm gonna do it more. And I'm gonna post about it, and I'm gonna invite y'all. He said something about go to open mic nights at poetry places. Yeah, I do that already. It's just
yeah, they do.
We'll get there. I'll invite y'all.
Yeah,
you'll be my backup rappers. Like, I'll do a whole event at freaking Austin's Coffee one week. I don't know. I'll do it next week. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. But anyway, that's your friend. What's next? What are you doing? What are you trying to do? What do you want to do that you haven't done before?
I mean, basically, kind of like get a million like streams all over or whatever. Like, kind of like, you know, with all my stuff totals up to 1 million. So I'm like halfway at now, because I got like 500,000 right now. So I'm like halfway there. So just to get that, and then get a plaque or whatever, kind of get like a plaque or whatever.
That man is gonna do 1 million streams. I would say by the end of the year you'll have it. Yeah. Just because I feel it. Like, I feel like, because fame is not what you're reaching.
No, it's not going to reach.
Impact is what you're trying to create.
Longevity, really. Longevity is what I'm really.
Doing something you love for the rest of your life that's the dream. That should be the dream for everybody.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie though, because if I didn't do music, I'd be lost. I'd be so lost if I didn't do music.
I understand that. There's been times where I've taken breaks not like long breaks, but even 2-3 week breaks. A friend of mine is going through some health stuff, like just all of that. And I take my little breaks, even off social media. And then I don't miss the social media, but I miss the impact or the impact people are making on me and me on them. And I miss this. Like I miss having these deep conversations. So there's times where I feel if I'm not writing, if I'm not doing this, if not, I have a nonprofit, if I'm not creating or doing something that means something, I don't know who I am.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I am or whatever. Like, you know, I just make sure I'm always doing something with music, even if I ain't recording a song. I'm like marketing or something, or creating something, or you know, just doing something that you know.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna ask you on here just because I'm a jerk and I want to put you on the spot, but I just said that I want to change something about my intro. Like I want to change the song. I want to do something different. I want to do something that was then and that was created a couple years ago. But I feel like I've evolved past it. And at the time I had a co-host. It was a whole different vibe that maybe you can create my intro song. Maybe we could work on it. I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. I just feel like you would get me. You would get like my concept.
You just gotta give me the bullet points or whatever.
Okay.
I'll
yeah, like this one that I have now was kind of created with somebody I knew back then. Still know him, but whatever. And I did the same. We kind of wrote something out together, something that it fit at the time. But I feel like I've evolved. And I want to change it up, and I don't know, just something about you.
Yeah, no,
I feel like you would get it.
I feel special, to be honest with you. I mean,
I don't think I've ever. Well, I know I haven't asked nobody, but honestly, I want. Let's see if we can cook something up different. I want it to feel like I've evolved in the last couple of years. I've evolved in the last 6 months, but there's something about you that I feel like you would get it.
Yeah, no, I feel.
So we'll talk for sure. But I'm saying it here so I could keep myself accountable and force you to do it.
Nah, you ain't gotta force me to do nothing. I'll do that. I'll do that willingly.
I asked you online. I saw the. I tell everybody I'm on international TV because this is international. Whether international people watch, I got a guy from Australia been watching me since day one. So shout out to you. I know you still watch. I know you still like.
That's what's
but
up.
besides that, we're not international, but we're going to get there.
No,
but I feel like there's something about you because you don't need a lot of words to get your point across. When you walked in and I was like, yo, your aura is calm and cool, collected. You're going to get me more than probably most people do. So yeah, he's going to have the Aspired podcast promo.
Yeah, look up for that though, for real.
No, I'm serious.
I'm
asking you on purpose on here.
I feel appreciated though, for real.
No, genuinely. Like, I don't know. It was something I was like, man, you know what? He's the guy. There's always something. I'm one of those people that is intuitive. I get certain energy, right? And sometimes I'm like,
an energy person too.
Sometimes I'm like, you can stay over there with that energy. And sometimes we've been a little confused, right? Sometimes people play the game a little too well, but for the most part, I could feel it, and I feel like it's not an accident you're on my show today, like of all days. I just feel it, so I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you for real.
Seriously,
that's
we're
great.
gonna do that. That's something serious.
The greatest news I've heard in a minute. To be honest with you,
you get me excited. Yeah, I wanted to ask you because I'm taking tidbits from everybody. It's more for me. What is your favorite quote, or what is something that you feel like you live by, that you heard, whether someone said it, whether you wrote it, whether you saw it online, but something that really stuck that made you feel like sometimes it's a before and after that. Like you had to read this thing, or you had to hear this thing for you to something snap in your brain. What's something that you heard, you felt, you read that made a difference in your life?
Life is the best teacher. Life is the best teacher. Life will teach you. Life will teach you a lot of things. Whatever you gonna either learn or you gonna keep getting beat upside your head. I mean, what you want to do? You want to keep getting oops upside the head, or you want to?
I don't like those oops upside the head.
So you want to do that, or you want to actually learn? I mean, Man, I say we all on a path. Whatever. God got a different path for all of us. You know, eventually, I mean, God gonna lead you. God gonna lead you on the choices you get. He gonna give you a good choice. He gonna give you an evil choice. You depends. It's on you what you want to do. You know, the evil choice is gonna set you back, and the good choice is gonna probably propel you forward. It just depends. I mean, there's always gonna be tests in life. It's always gonna be, and at the same time, also life is another thing. Is life is not always sunshine. You didn't have rain, you wouldn't have the sunshine. So like, life is not gonna always be like, good and everything, but also you gotta understand, like, after a dark day or whatever, it's gonna be a brighter days after them dark days. But sometimes you gotta go through them dark days because that's the path. That's a part of God's path. It's gonna be these dark spots and these dark days, but you gotta understand, like, life will knock the hell out you sometime or whatever. But you just, what you do, you gotta get back up. You can't just get knocked down and just like, okay, I'm just, nah.
I'm a sucker for learning the lesson, right? I like the lesson. I wish it didn't come with the with the dark days.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those people that I appreciate now, being 40 years old, appreciate the darkest of days, because I know for a fact I wouldn't be here without them.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be nowhere close where I'm at. I wouldn't have the mindset. Or it wouldn't have to force me, because I kind of got out of my military thinking. Like, once I got out, I kind of got rid of that thinking. But the reason why I ended up in the past or the different things or the homeless situation and all that, because I didn't really think like that. And now that I kind of like got back to my soldier thinking and everything like that, life a little bit different for me now, because I think in different ways, and I actually understand, like, you just gotta be you gotta be aware of everything around you, the people, what's going on, what's coming to you. You just gotta,
I'm gonna ask you this just because as a mom, and my baby's a new military baby. He's only been doing it for about 8 months now. Jeez, that's crazy. What is something you would tell my baby who's new to the military, who's young, he's 19? What is something like a good little tidbit you would tell him? Because I'm going to relay the message if he ain't watching.
I would tell him, like, it is what you make it. And also, like, you got to understand, like, it has its benefits and everything, but also it's like, you can't let the bad days get to you, or you can't let, like, let's say if you have, like, a higher up or whatever, like, actually, messing with you or whatever, then you can't let that stuff bother you. You gotta, like,
you gotta brush shit off, right?
You gotta brush stuff off, and then also you gotta understand, like, I mean, it's just the military is what you make it, and also just keep that sharp mindset. And then also try to progress in it too, like, try to, go up.
So he's there already. That man, it's crazy calling him a man, but that man is very intentional, right? This is what I want. This is what I'm gonna get. How do I get there? Like he's been like that in life.
He'll do well.
Like I always say my son is just the very best.
Because that's the thing that the military they kind of focus you on or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
it's like it enforces it, but he's been like that.
You got to think for you.
I don't feel like I don't even know. Like, a lot of people joke, like, I don't feel like I raised him, because he's taught me every step of the way. I was a younger mom. I was in my early 20s, raising this little boy who taught me so much in life. So I feel like he's a natural born leader. So he's gonna do good. I really do. But it's scary out here, these war, and I mean, there's a war already out here.
Yeah, that's kind of when I got into it too, because when I got
Iraq and all that.
Iraq and Afghanistan. That's when I got into it.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
Okay, I'm about to be 41, so we're close. It's crazy, but yeah, it's that, and the memories and the friends that I lost.
And it's the first place I ever said my age too. So.
Bro, I say my age all the time. I don't know what's wrong with you, man.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy?
I don't be scared.
I'll be joking, but it be more the men that are scared to say their age.
Yeah, because I was always told you don't ask a woman her age.
And I have no shame
That's
in my game.
Because I'd be scared to ask women.
I earned these 40 years old. I shouldn't be even alive if I tell you my story. So it's like, yeah, I'm 40. Old as shit.
No, I appreciate the age though. I mean, I said now more, but it was always the stigma of hip hop. I think that's another reason why I never really kind of.
A lot of guys in hip hop don't say their age. Yeah. I have friends, and that's I've known for 20 years. How old are you? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the stigma though, cause it's just like hip hop is always played as
young man's
a
game.
young man's
It's
sport or
not.
whatever, but it's
It's
not.
not.
But I kind of like somebody else like put it in perspective or whatever on Instagram. I saw they was like if that's like somebody telling somebody, because hip hop has been around like all of our
lives.
existence or whatever. So that just basically telling somebody like, you know, an R&B singer or whatever, like you've been, you know, doing this for so many years or whatever, and you gotta stop.
You maxed out.
You maxed
There's
out and nothing like
there's
that.
no such
But
thing.
nah, I mean that's you've been growing up in hip hop or whatever and everything. So it's like nah. So I had to
Some
think
of
of
the
like that.
best musicians have that. I mean, when you think, and not to compare, but like even a Luther Vandross or a Mariah Carey or somebody in hip hop, even DMX or shoot, let's say Snoop Dogg. I don't know a time. I don't remember a time where that I've been alive and in remembrance
Mhm.
that they weren't doing anything. These people have been here. Snoop is in his late 50s. He's
Yeah.
still out here. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you have the formula of authenticity matched with killer work, like worth ethic and love
Mhm.
for whatever you do, it's gonna happen forever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Like,
that's what it is with me.
and people are gonna remember it because it sits right. When you just doing it for the fame, I don't know of anyone anymore that's doing it for the fame, personally. But there's people out here doing it for the fame.
Mm.
You can't do it for the fame. It's not enough. The lifestyle of a musician or of anybody in the arts, anybody like that, you have to love
But
it
then also
because you get 100 no's for every one yes. Yeah, you gotta love this shit. It sucks
you
to
have
hear
oh,
no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no.
It's the worst feeling in the world to hear no,
I've heard that.
or to be like, yeah, choose something else.
Yeah, choose something else. But
Choose
then,
something else. I'm like, I can't. I live, breathe, and eat all this shit. How can I choose something
yeah,
else?
I can't choose nothing
Yeah,
else. You know? I've
exactly.
been told that so many times.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to love it.
yeah, no,
It has to be ingrained in you, or else you're not gonna do it ever.
Yeah, but then it just get. But then you get to that point where people start to understand, and I think I'm getting to that point now where people start to understand it. Because like a lot of people don't understand it at first. When you listen to my music, you be like, man, what the
It's
hell
not for
is
them
this?
to understand.
Or whatever. But you know, but nah, it's just me. No, and also it's because it's different though. It's not like the modern music and everything like that. It's like different. It's like it has like, you know, medicine or message to it. And then I actually pronunciate my words and everything. So it's like, you know, make sure you can understand what I'm saying. And then
Because us old folks, we don't understand.
it's like, and I just make sure I make it where everybody can understand it. So, you know, it depends with that, you know.
At the end of the day, I think you're never gonna please all the people, right?
That's why I put the music out where I put it out too, because I know not everybody's gonna like it. I already know
And-
when I
and-
put it out.
And so what?
I already
right?
know that everybody's not gonna like it.
I'm so comfortable. My best friend says I'm like, I instantly am like, I'm not for that person. When I say I'm not for somebody, it's not an insult to me. It's not an insult to them. It's I know who the hell I am,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with it. And I also am aware of who you are, and it's okay.
No, it's not gonna work. So
It
it's
don't
like,
matter. Like when I say I'm not for everybody, I'm proud of that.
Hmm.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be for the masses.
Yeah.
You should be for the people. Like the longevity is when these genuine people, the Erics of the world, support you because it's genuine, it's real, and it's gonna outlast. And that's all it is.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing that a lot lately. You know, a lot of
Yeah.
people are starting to, you know, support, you know, and actually, you know, pay attention and then get it. Like, okay, well, dude got something different or whatever. Because that's one
Exactly.
thing I've been blessed about and actually glad to hear. Like, people actually, a lot of people say, well, yeah, it's different. It's like,
different.
it's
Yeah.
it's different and it's something or whatever. And a lot of people tell me you got something, well, so stick with it. So I'm starting to hear that a lot more now. So it's like, okay, now
You're at your truest self.
now
That's
it's
why.
like, okay,
I love you. You know why I say that? Because I know I'm gonna bring you back on. Eric, we're gonna make a whole like men's round table. What he said. Oh, K-Sounds. Yes. K-Sounds, you look damn good for your age. Be proud. It's crazy. DJ K-Sounds, he's a friend. He's really dope. But I'll say this. If you're true to who you are, your age don't matter.
yeah, no.
It is what it is. This is me. And be proud because you look good.
Yeah, I'm
I
a
wouldn't
big-
have. I actually thought you were younger than me. So
Oh, yeah,
You're
nah.
welcome.
I appreciate it. Nah. That'll be a
Like, you're
millionaire by
welcome.
now, like,
But honestly, this new batch of like 40 and up, we just getting started.
yeah, nah,
And we're aging backwards.
yeah, no, this is just the beginning. Like I said,
Amen.
and then I'm about to kick it
Amen.
into overdrive. It's just so much stuff I'm about
Same,
to,
same. As hard as the last like 6-7 months have been for me, it has propelled me to say, you know what? I'm not playing with what God gave me.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I'm not playing with this life because I wasn't guaranteed one.
And then the crazy thing about it, I saw like at work the other day, I saw like a dude come in there, and like a couple months ago, like one of the other coworkers, she kind of told me he had cancer or whatever and everything.
You
And
don't
then,
make me
like,
cry on national TV.
Yeah, I hate cancer. That's
Fuck
what both
cancer.
my people
Yeah.
left for. But I saw him. He came in the store the other day, and then like when I saw him, I was like, good. I was like, damn, a guy here or whatever and everything. So I thought like when I seen him, I thought, okay, nah, he don't have it no more and nothing like that, or everything got good. I went and talked to him and everything, and then he was like, I told him, I heard about whatever and everything like that. I was like, good now and everything. He was like, nah. He was like, he was like, nah, just he was like, no, I got it. He was like, it's a matter of time and everything now. So I was like, and then just sitting there talking to him, whatever, I had a realization, because I'm talking to somebody who actually, like, like, my life is gonna be over in a certain amount of time. But dude was like, you wouldn't even be able to know.
So I don't talk about this much. A few years before I started this, I had cancer. I feel like something happens to you when you think you can die, where all you want to do is live to the best ability you can and be around people that have that same energy and give out an energy. It changed me, but I think I've always been because I've had near death experiences a lot, right? Even young. I had a minor heart attack. I was 17. But what it does to you is just if you're feeling your feelings and you're allowing yourself to grow, it changes everything in every way you ever saw everything. Like, it does if you're doing it right. If you're feeling your feelings, if you're caring about things, if you're going deep with it, because shoot, anyone can die tomorrow.
Yeah.
You could be here right now, and we both can drive out there in the world. Anyone can die. My family, most of them have died in crazy accidents. So I'll say that. So I understand that. And it makes you, right now I'm going through something with a friend of mine, and God bless you if you're watching, I love you to death, and you know it. But same, cancer, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say this, I always cry. Why I always cry? But I'll say this, when you see someone that you really love going through it, it's different too.
Yeah, no, it's different.
I thought I was like, I had it all figured out. And then I watched someone outwardly go through things that I would never wish on them. And it's a whole different experience. So now I'm like in that same realm where I'm just changing. I'm seeing things for what it really is rather than what I want it to be. But I'm making it what it is too. You know what I mean? You're responsible for that.
That just put everything into perspective for
Amen.
me, kind of whatever. It just made me think, like, at the end of the day, I mean, like, you on borrowed time or whatever, and then, so I looked at that, and then also it's like what happened with Takeoff or whatever. That's another thing that kind of like put life into perspective for me or whatever, because of the person he was and everything like that, and how everything ended with him. It's just like, at the end of the day, like, it's gonna happen or whatever. That's what we guaranteed in life. So we gotta figure out what we're gonna do in between the beginning and the end. And what I'm gonna do in between the beginning and the end is make good music and try and like motivate as many people that I can, and try and make the world a better place for before I got here, and when I leave here is in a different spot, and people can say, like, Beezoe, he kind of, and at the same time in music that they can go listen to, and I can still help people in the afterlife or whatever through the music and through the messages that I got. So, and then now just the kicking in the overdrive or whatever, just to basically,
you got this.
If people think like, what I was doing, whatever, was amazing, but it's just gonna get dope.
Just getting started. The whole point is
because now
now
the discipline starting to kick back in. So once that discipline fully kicks back in, and you might, you gonna have probably people have to follow me because they're gonna get tired of seeing me, because it's just like I'm gonna be
follow your boy.
dropping music every day, dropping music, just like, yeah.
Thank you. This conversation, I don't know I didn't think it was gonna go this way, but I'm glad it did. I feel like listen, with everything, God kind of guides me. I don't write any questions down. I just
No.
it's a conversation.
But
with
nah,
me.
like, and it just
And
the
I
conversation is
appreciate you.
just like, you know, flowing and is good or whatever. So that's just a great talent to
Thank
be able
you.
to do that, like,
Thank
for real.
you. Nah, and when I could talk to you, listen, not every time, not every conversation I've had has been easy to flow. Like, and sometimes you gotta push, but I just am one of those people, like, I love this. I love genuine conversation. I don't want an interview to ever feel like an interview.
Yeah,
It's
like,
not.
you
It
know.
really isn't. It's me getting to know you at the
Yeah.
end of the day. So I appreciate you coming on. We got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where they can find you, because I feel like what you just said with it's just coming up from here is everything.
Yeah, no,
Where
it's,
they can find you.
You can find me at Money Beezoe, MoneyBeezoe on all platforms. You can just put that in Google, and it'll lead you to wherever you want to go. But if you want to just go to Instagram, you can start there. But you can Google it, and it'll lead you in all
Yeah,
different
you do.
places.
You do populate even videos, all of that, because I googled you. Yeah, I'm guilty. I don't Google
No,
a man I'm trying to date,
appreciate
but
it.
I'll Google a guest.
Nah, I appreciate it. And then stuff like that, it gives me where, like, cause I be wondering about that type of stuff.
It comes
I
up.
be wondering
You
about
come up,
that. Like,
and all your socials come up, all of that.
like, do I
yeah.
populate, or do, like, when people search me, what do they find and stuff like that? So, so because that's the base of everything, and then it leads people into different directions and everything.
Yeah.
So I want people to be able to.
He's
so knowing that-
Googleable. He's Googleable, guys.
So knowing I'm Googleable, then I'm about to kick it in super overdrive.
Yes,
now,
as you
like,
should.
goodness.
Listen, at the end of the day, everybody, the person that is dealing and
Yeah.
doing, the only person that can cut you out and cut you off is you. That's it.
Only person
Yeah.
that cut me out or whatever is me, but I feel like, if God can always snatch it away at the
Yeah,
end of the day
yeah.
too. Good, I mean,
But he won't snatch anything.
but I know he won't
From
snatch
you.
anything from me because I know
Yeah.
I'm doing good in his eyes and everything, and I'm not really going against anything that he
Amen.
has for me and everything like
Amen.
that.
You're such a good guy. I knew it. There was something about you. I was like, I better be doing him justice. That's all I care about. All I care about with my guests is learning from them,
Mm-hmm.
because take the camera aside, I would have these conversations anyway. So learning from you, growing with you, and just doing your story justice. That's all I care about. So I appreciate you. I hope I did that.
No, you
Guys,
did that wonderful.
You're the best. Guys, I want to really quick, there's a few events that I'll probably be at, but I want to support my guys and my people. So this weekend, T Gaines Entertainment, T Gaines is having a event. It's the Seersuckers Part 2 that I will be at. Shout out to Devana. I also want to shout out, listen, K Sounds will be on. He's usually on the 456 Crack Mix. Am I saying this right? Because if I'm not, it's on TR 808 Friday evenings. He is the Traffic Jams. What's his name? I'm like, there's so many people. So I Am D-Rock also is on at 6 at same station, TR 808 Underground Radio. Jay Johnson is hosting a DMX brunch next Saturday the 11th. Go check that out, and I'll be probably at all those things. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Love you. Bye.
I've got a story.
Real talk, real people, real conversation. Week to week, this the place to get your inspiration. Go and sit back and unwind, sipping on your coldest glass of wine. This the home of girl bosses and the warriors. Went from tragedy to triumph and it's glorious. Ain't no question if they ask, they got that fire. This the podcast that came to Aspire. Welcome to Aspire Podcast, home of the real talk, real people, real stories. Give it up one time for y'all hosts, Sujay,